early life of John Edward Bruce. John Edward Bruce, also known as Bruce Gritt, was born into slavery in Maryland in 1856. His father was sold when Bruce was just a child, and he and his mother, Martha, fled to Washington, D.C., where she secured him an education. He later received private instruction from Belva Bennett Lockwood, a pioneering figure who twice ran for U.S. president. This brief period of formal education and later a short stint at Howard University would shape his intellectual curiosity. Bruce's early exposure to education and political ideals laid the foundation for a career that would intertwine journalism, activism, and political engagement. By the time he was 18 years old, Bruce was working as a staff member at the New York Times Washington Bureau, becoming acquainted with key figures in the Republican Party and abolitionist circles, including Senator Charles Sumner, an ardent supporter of civil rights for African Americans. Little did anyone know this young man, who started from such humble beginnings, would go on to play a critical role in shaping the discourse of African American rights and history. By the early 1900s, Bruce had moved to Yonkers, New York, where he would continue his career as both writer and community leader. His writings caught the attention of intellectuals and activists alike. Bruce's move to Yonkers was the result of a convergence of personal financial need and political opportunity within the Republican Party. Theodore Roosevelt, having assumed the presidency after President William McKinley's assassination in 1901, was preparing for his re-election campaign in 1904. Roosevelt wanted to strengthen his get-out-and-vote operation in New York State. James S. Clarkson, a longtime ally of Bruce, played a key role in this endeavor. Clarkson, a former chairman of the Republican National Committee and surveyor of the Port of New York, had been a staunch supporter of the Underground Railroad, helping hundreds of enslaved people escape to freedom. Bruce, struggling with financial instability, turned to Clarkson, whom he described as his lifelong, truest white friend, to help secure a stable position within the government. In 1903, Clarkson arranged for Bruce to receive an appointment in New York, and Bruce moved to Yonkers shortly thereafter. It was here that he would lay down roots, becoming a prominent community figure and solidifying his role as a key Republican operative in New York. Upon his arrival in Yonkers, Bruce quickly became involved in local civic life. He founded the Yonkers Weekly Standard in 1908, a newspaper that often featured articles reprinted in other area papers. He joined the AME Zion Church on New Main Street and founded the Sunday Men's Club, where he gathered intellectuals to discuss issues pertinent to African Americans. Bruce also became a member of Prince Hall Masonry and a brother and trustee of James H. Farrell Lodge No. 34 on Warburton Avenue in Yonkers. Bruce also built relationships with prominent black leaders of the time, including W.E.B. Du Bois, Matthew Henson, and Marcus Garvey. He worked closely with Garvey and was an influential member of the Universal Improvement Association, UNIA, contributing to the movement's publications. With Arthur Schomburg, Bruce co-founded the Negro Society for Historical Research in 1911 in the living room of his home at 146 Warburton Avenue in Yonkers. This initiative laid the groundwork for what would later become the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. Despite his extensive contributions to journalism and civil rights, Bruce's financial difficulties persisted. He eventually secured a position with New York City Customs House, which provided him with a modest income. As his health began to decline, Bruce relocated to Brooklyn to be closer to his work. Nevertheless, Yonkers remained an integral part of his life and legacy. Although Brother Bruce, John Edward Bruce, passed away in 1924, his influence continued to reverberate within the Black community. His funeral drew over 5,000 attendees, including members of the Prince Hall Masons and the UNIA, who marched in procession to honor his legacy. Although Bruce was buried in Oakland Cemetery in Yonkers, his grave remained unmarked for 100 years, until now. Bruce's contribution to the Black cause were profound. Through his writings, speeches, and political engagement, he not only chronicled the struggles of Black Americans, but also actively fought to improve their circumstances. His collaborations with prominent leaders like Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Arturo Schomburg were more than mere associations. They were partnerships aimed at fostering a greater understanding of Black history, culture, and the quest for civil rights. Together, they laid the foundation for institutions that continue to serve as pillars of Black empowerment and historical preservation today. Bruce's legacy is one of leadership and courage. He was a man who understood the power of words and the importance of preserving the stories of his people. His efforts, particularly in the founding of the Negro Society for Historical Research, helped to cement a legacy of Black scholarship that would later culminate in the establishment of the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. His influence felt during his lifetime extends far beyond inspiring future generations to pursue justice, knowledge, and equality. As we reflect on Bruce's remarkable life, we are reminded of the enduring impact of his work. His story is not just one of personal triumph, but a beacon of hope and determination for all those who continue to fight for a more just and equitable society. His voice, once so powerful in the fight for Black liberation, continues to echo through time, encouraging us to honor his memory by carrying forward the mission of equality and empowerment he has so passionately pursued.